Hi, moms, and happy January. I just wanted to talk to you about how I am dealing with disappointment in myself. So, you may have noticed that I have not been consistent this month in January 2026, for those of you who are watching it later. Um, and in the fourth quarter of 2025, I was so consistent. I was posting weekly in my school group, SKOOL, and I was pretty much posting a weekly video on YouTube every single week. And then January came and things have just kind of fallen apart. Not entirely, but I have been more in my head lately about, are you really helping people? Is this really worth it? Um, will this really make a difference for anyone? And I know I'm not the only person who has those self doubts creep up whenever you are kind of in the middle of a project. Um, I will say that the number one way that I am handling it now versus how I used to handle it is now I'm seeing this as temporary because I am determined. It is my goal to become financially free and financially stable and, completely out of debt and never having to worry about anything that my kids need. Um, and my path to doing that is helping other people in the way that I'm wanting to help them. So, specifically, I still want to help mothers. I still want to help working mothers. I still want to encourage you. I want to be to you what I wish I had. And so, that is kind of the whole idea, the whole premise. I want to help you learn how to live your dream life as I am learning to live my dream life. And every step that has propelled me and pushed me forward in life already is something that maybe the stumbling blocks you don't have to repeat. Maybe you can take the steps that I took if you're dealing with things that I've already dealt with, and you can take them more efficiently and you can take them faster because I can give you the shortcut. I can tell you what went wrong in my life and what went right and how to overcome your challenges. And one of the biggest self doubts that I have is like, who are you to talk to moms about, really, I guess, about living better lives? And that doubt comes in because I'm not perfect. And like, that sounds so whatever, however, it sounds like cliche, or maybe like I'm not being serious, I'm being sarcastic or something. But truly, like, it creeps in the fact that I know that I don't 100% have my dream life yet. Um, but I've had a paradigm shift. So, the reason that I need to do what I am doing, and the reason that there is validity to the things that I am doing for moms and to the content that I'm trying to produce, is this right here, this exact thing. Whenever life gets really overwhelming and your plans just go out the window, or maybe you just didn't have a plan, and so that's why things went sideways. So I am living proof of the reason why moms need the exact content that I am striving to produce on a regular basis. I am a case study, essentially. Um, so I'm going to tell you right now what I already know that I'm going to do going forward that's going to get me out of this kind of spiral of disappointment. I have felt so disappointed in myself because of the fact that I did so well for so long and then just totally fell off. And you want to know why I fell off? Amongst other things, my number one reason that I fell off was a lack of a plan. Because last year, what I said to myself, because I've been trying to work on this for a much longer time than I have been consistently working on it. Consistently showing up is what I mean. Last year I said, okay, what if it was simple? What if it was easy? Because in my head, I'm thinking like, it has to be perfect. I can't throw out content that's not perfect because people are going to see that I'm not perfect. People are not going to like it. People are going to get bored. They're going to hate my content. It's not going to help anyone, blah, 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 blah. Okay, all of this stuff, all of this mean stuff. And if you're mean to yourself in your head, or if you ever have been, then I know that you know exactly what I'm talking about. And in the past, I would get stuck in that, and I would just get so discouraged that I couldn't move forward. So I said to myself this time, what if it was easy? What if it wasn't hard? What would that look like? And then I was like, oh, okay, well, I can plan ahead for 3 months of content ideas, and then I can go from there. And I can give myself as little or as many details as I need to produce new content for that week. And so that's what I did. And I had my plan, and I worked on it for a couple of months actually before I started being consistent in October of 2025. And so that's how I was able to continue to be consistent. Well, then what has happened recently is I've let a couple of things creep in that have been like, well, I was consistent, but I wasn't really good enough. I didn't really give enough to really help moms the way that I should have, or I'm not as helpful to people as XYZ, competitors or collaborators out there who have communities on school or who are on YouTube, and I start doing this horrible comparison thing where I not only am showing myself my shortcomings or focusing on what I think are my shortcomings, even though I'm still a beginner and I should be giving myself grace, it's not only that I'm comparing myself to other people in my fields. The other problem is that I'm allowing some of the bad things that other people have said about me in my personal life to creep in. And that's when you know it's a real spiral, when you really just need to say, stop for a second. Where did that bad thought about myself come from? For instance, I've had people who criticize me on, God, everything, telling me that I'm not smart enough, I'm not pretty enough, I will never succeed in, long-term goals. I'll never succeed in business. This is not for me to achieve. Other people can have good things, but why would I think that I deserve it? And all these ugly, nasty thoughts from these people swirl around in my head, and they get combined with all of these false narratives that I'm telling myself, that because I'm not doing what someone who's been in the game for 10 years is doing, that I'm not good enough. That's just not true. So what we're doing now, and I'm saying we because I want you to have a new paradigm on this as well. What we're doing now is we're saying, that's not helpful, okay? I don't care if it's true or it's not true. By the way, it's not true, okay? We all deserve good things. We do. Especially moms who sacrifice everything that we can mentally, physically, emotionally. We love our children. We know that we would do anything for them. If you really are that type of person, and you really you're not afraid of hard work, you're not afraid to do things that are uncomfortable, to put your kids first and whatever, you're a good person deep down. You care. They're not true, but if the insults were true, even if they were true, are they helpful? Will they help you to become the person you want to become? So for instance, if you're stuck in your head, let's say you're lazy. I highly doubt that anyone who watches my content is lazy, but let's say you're lazy and somebody tells you, somebody tells you you're lazy and you're gonna get fat because you're lazy. But you don't want to get fat. You want to be in shape. So is it helpful to sit there and think, oh, I'm lazy, I'm fat, I'm gonna get fat, I'm fat, I'm getting fatter, and I'm lazy? Or is it helpful to say, oh, I don't like that. I don't like how that feels. What am I gonna do about it? I want to get fit. What would it look like if getting fit was just as easy as what I'm doing now? Think about that. You know, most of the time, again, like I said, the insults that we internalize are not correct. But even if they were correct, what are we going to do about it? That's the question. And it's not what are we going to do that's going to impress somebody else? What are we going to do to prove ourselves to somebody? Let me not cuss on this red app right now, but we don't care. Okay, we don't care about that. What we care about is following our internal compass. What are we going to do that's going to make ourselves proud? Make ourselves proud. Because I'm telling you, once you make yourself proud, nobody can take that away from you. I feel very proud of how consistent I was in Q4 of 2025. I have never been so consistent in my business, in my life, and I have had multiple businesses. I have never, I mean, this isn't even an official business. This is still sort of like my, my side project, technically speaking, or legally speaking, but I'm so proud of myself. I did that because I said, I'm tired of caring if it's perfect. I'm going to go in and I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to be myself out loud, which I have been terrified of doing. And I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but I will tell you that I have been through some things that have absolutely freaking crushed me. And yet somehow I continue to get up and fight for the life that I want to have. 2024 was the worst year of my adult life. Bar none. Hands down, 2024 was the hardest, the crappiest, the most physically horrible year of my adult life that I can possibly think of. And I had all of these thoughts of like all of this, these insults, I was dealing with being threatened and belittled and put down and questioned and coercively controlled, or someone attempting to coercively control me and tell me that, they were not going to be a part of my life or whatever in any positive way unless I would do exactly what they wanted me to do. And they were never going to honor my decisions, my choices, and questioning, my parenting and questioning my integrity and whether or not I was honest and whether or not I was authentic. And these are things that deeply trouble me because those are the most important things to me. Being authentic, trying to be loving toward other people in the most genuine way possible, and being the best mother I can. Motherhood is the most important job that anyone could do, in my opinion, because you're shaping the future of some other adult. You're shaping their entire well-being, and the way that they think of themselves and the way that they live their lives. And I know I'm still not a perfect parent, and God, none of us are. And I know that I've done things in the past. I think I wasn't really a mature parent until I was about 28 years old. You know, I don't think I really understood what I needed to understand to be a mature parent until around that time. Excuse me. Um, but the point is, my heart was always in the right place in terms of like, I care about my child. I want my child to be happy. I want my child to have the right people in their lives. I want my child to be involved in activities. I want to be there with my child as much as I can, but on top of that, also trying to work enough to pay my bills on my own. And um this is not the direction I thought that this video was going to go in, but the point is that the heart is there. Like, my intentions are there and they're strong, and my willpower is strong, and I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up on doing videos. I'm not going to give up on encouraging moms to be grateful, to affirm themselves. I'm not going to give up on trying to produce digital products and courses that will help moms to live better lives. I'm not going to give up, because these are the things that matter the most to me. I want to be for other people what I have needed so often and could not find anywhere. So let this be a lesson that with determination, with self-love, self-compassion, with grace, with grit, with a plan, you can get anywhere in life. And I truly believe that. I think the things that have literally just punched me in the face and just knocked me out in life, I was able to approach those things by making a plan. You have to acknowledge, I freaking hate where I'm at right now in this area of life, whatever it is. I hate, here's an easy one. A lot of people will say, I hate my job. Or a lot of people will say, I hate my living situation. Or my relationship is not good for me. And you have to stand in that hate and accept it and say, this is telling me something. This is telling me something. Whether it's hate, whether it's disappointment, whatever it is that you are feeling that is negative or, negative. Again, I try not to assign morality to emotions, and I don't. So I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, when you're having a strong feeling that you dislike, harness that and use that as fuel in the fire to achieve your dreams and to get out of that place. I think that these emotions 100% have a very important place in our lives, because I'm telling you, if people don't get pissed off about where they're at, if they don't get upset, if they don't get sad, if they don't cry, if they don't scream, they're not mad about some of the shit that they're going through in life, they will never stop going through it. So again, setbacks in the past, especially when it comes to business, especially when it comes to me having my face out there publicly, I've just walked away. Like, I suck at this, so here's the proof. Me not being consistent was proof of all of these negative things and all these bad things that everybody else ever said about me that I repeated in my head all the time. Not this time. Not this time, baby. Okay, I'm not going away this time. So what I'm going to do is, again, ask myself the question, what if it was simple? What if it was easy to be consistent? I am making my content plan. So that's just a little bit of like a behind the scenes for you. I am making my content plan. I do want my content to be more interactive, but I'm learning still and I'm growing still. And I think that the moms in my community, I think, have grace for me in that aspect. And I so appreciate that more than I could ever tell you. So I'm just going to keep going. I do plan on having a masterclass prior to March of 2026. At some point, it'll be in another school group. Again, SKOOL for those of you watching on YouTube. I just have to still determine what value I want to give in that. I'm also working on my flagship, cornerstone, whatever primary program, which is going to be an academy. It will be kind of a self-led training of how to achieve your dreams in life. And so that is going to be my main course. I am working on that, and I do want to perfect that as much as I can. So it may be a while before that comes out. But in the meantime, I have a couple of other things. A small chaos to calm course in the classroom on school. And I also have my bill tracker that I have posted for sale on my school as well. There's also the Overwhelmed cheat sheet, which is completely free. And please, if you're overwhelmed, please hop onto there. SKOOL, Well Planned Working Mom. Get in there, request membership. Membership is free. And then go into the classroom and look at the Calming Overwhelm course. That is completely free, and it's so helpful. Just print out the sheet and get yourself where you deserve to be, feeling better. And then I have some background affirmations that you can put on your phone or your iPad or whatever, and those are literally $1 to download those. So things are in the works. Expect to see more of me because I am not giving up, and I do not want you to give up. And thank you for being in this journey with me and for being who you are. And thank you for listening to my words and then in turn giving kindness and encouragement to yourself. You can do this. We can do this, moms. Okay? Have an incredible day. You beautiful human being. And I will see you again soon.